what's good? This week we throwing up the West Side with Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. After doing time for murking some fool, Tom Joad gets released from the big house and shoots the shit with Jim Casey, who used to be a preacher back in the day. Together, these cats drop in on the Joad family farm, but the place is dead. Where the hell is everybody? Apparently, the bank done run them broke-ass scrubs out of their own digs, and now Tom's family kicking it over at Uncle John's crib. So our boys slide over to Uncle Jay's spot with the whole family packing their shit in some hoopty-ass truck. Word on the street is there's so much work in California, homies basically throwing cash at anyone who got the juice to hustle. And since the Dust Bowl done f***ed up their hood, Casey and the Joads got to start trekking to the West Side. As they swinging and banging down Route 66, they peep a whole bunch of other homies who got the same idea. Some even say the work scene in Cali is all cashed out and everybody cruising over there for no good reason. And when they reach Cali, it turns out it ain't all peaches and cream. With so many homies trying to hustle for that dough, all them shiesty capitalist big dogs can pay out jack shit to hungry hoods who ain't got no choice but to keep grinding for bread. But not everybody just letting them rich folks walk all over them. When the Joes get a little work picking peaches, Casey and some other righteous ballers go on strike and try to organize the workers to step up to that 1%. Eventually, the shit goes down. Tom peeps Casey getting his head busted open by some strikebreaker, so Tom keeps his street and straight ices that punk. Since he's still on parole, Tom gotta leave the family so he can lay low from the police. Now he can spend his time spreading Casey's righteous word about helping brothers out. After getting flooded out their spot, the Joes roll up on some little kid and his daddy who about to starve to death. Tom's sister Rosa Sharon decides she gonna step up. She whips out that titty and lets him just suck the milk out so he won't die. Milk does a body good. Look, everybody know it sucks a fat one to be straight tapped out with no job. But during the Great Depression, these cats were hurting on a whole nother level, like some of that Old Testament suffering. And in this book, ain't no doubt Steinbeck going straight Old Testament on our asses. The Dust Bowl that done f***ed up all the Joes' grubbins, repping the plagues in Egypt. The trek to the West Side, repping the exodus from Egypt, and all them haters up in Cali acting just like the tribes of Canaan. But old Johnny Boy just getting started with them biblical illusions, son. The title ripped straight from the Battle Hymn of the Republic, a sick 1860s beat spitting something raw. Haters beware, cause the big G-man gonna smite your ass one day, just like he say in Revelation. But it's exactly all this Bible jive that Jim Casey throws to the curb when he goes to the wilderness to do some soul searching. Old JC realized that holiness ain't about which book you reading or what God you preaching. Goodness comes from unity, brother. There was the hills and there was me, and we wasn't separate no more. We was one thing, and that one thing was holy. As the story go on, the Joes keep getting f***ed by them shiesty bankers and landowners to the point where they gotta live like animals and start dropping one by one. But even though all them deaths making the Joe family smaller, the suffering they gotta beast through makes them part of a bigger crew. And because they were lonely and perplexed, because they had all come from a place of sadness and worry and defeat. In the evening, a strange thing happened. The 20 families became one family, the children were the children of all. The loss of home became one loss, and the golden time in the West was one dream. The 20 were one. So when Rosa Sharon whips out her titty to feed that lucky fool at the end, it's symbolizing that she now part of a bigger family, a family of people who've been f***ed by the man. There is a crime here that goes beyond denunciation. There is a sorrow here that weeping cannot symbolize. There is a failure here that topples all our success. And in the eyes of the people, there is the failure. And in the eyes of the hungry, there is a growing wrath. In the souls of the people, the grapes of wrath are filling and growing heavy for the vintage. Maybe the American dream of opportunity for all ain't everything it's cracked up to be. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. But all the sweet swag you can find in my store is exactly what it's all cracked up to be. So keep it real and check me out next week. Peace. She whips out that She whips out that titty and lets him just suck the milk so he won't die. She whips out that titty. She whips out that titty and lets him suck the milk out so he won't die. So she whips out that titty and lets him suck the milk out so he won't die. That's somebody good. Whips out that titty and lets him stop. Yeah, you laughing, man.